The following is a mechanically reproduced announcement, previously recorded from a live scheduled program on 24.7 The Stream. This is not a live broadcast. All guests, callers, and hosts granted 24.7 The Stream permission to be recorded. This program may contain strong language or topics not suited for younger listeners. Parental discretion is advised. Thank you for listening to 24.7 The Stream.
Welcome to InformNation. This is your host, Alex Gabriel.
And your co-host, David Sick,
a.k.a. Batman. Batman, the savior of Gotham. So what's going on, everybody out there? This is InformNation.
Happy
Getting
Monday.
ready for some education. Actually, today we're gonna rap today. We're gonna say everything in unison with rhymes to pass the time.
I'm a poet, and I didn't even know
Dude,
it.
you rhymed right there.
Thank you.
You rhymed right there. But anyways, here we are with InformNation. Actually, if we have any callers today, let's hit the direct studio line at 630-445-1213. That's 630-445-1213. This is InformNation, and today we are going to be talking about the New World Order.
Yeah.
Agenda 21. And what's going on with, this globalization, as the elitists like to call it? And David's going to correct me and say, well, there isn't a word called globalization. But you know what?
There is a word called globalization.
I'm making my own word.
Now, what's the word that you always use?
Globalization.
No,
Depopulation.
depopulation.
Depopulation, yes. Because that's what they do as well. They're trying to depopulate the Earth back to 500 million people. That's what it says in the Georgia Guidestones.
And we're here to stop it.
And that's why we are educating the public through InformNation.
And Batman.
We're trying to do what they do, but in a better, more lightful, more truthful way.
We're trying to bring information to you, not hide it from you.
Yeah.
In order to empower you to make decisions, not allowing you to be stupid and subtle.
We want the public to be well informed.
Same here.
We want the public to be well informed, knowledge based, and then they could go and bring up their discussions in the public and debates after they've already been well informed.
Like they say, knowledge is power.
Yes, it is.
Saber es poder for all you North American Union people out there.
What is that?
Knowledge is power
Okay.
in Spanish.
Oh, okay. I forgot that we're making that transition to like a half Spanish country. What do you got going on here? We got your mic?
No, nothing's wrong.
Okay. Okay, we got some technical difficulties here. We all good?
I think we're good to go.
Okay,
Hey, yeah, okay, let's get it started.
Right, yeah. So last week we were talking about the education system and how the global elitists are trying to re-educate us to a Common Core system. And actually, the Common Core, I was looking this up last night, Common Core actually comes from the UN, actually. The United Nations actually started proposing something through a company called UNESCO, or a foundation called UNESCO, which tries to bring worldwide education to all kids of all sort of, walks of life, I should say. And I'm actually on UNESCO's website right now, and it actually doesn't sound too bad what they're looking for, but I like to consider it Common Core communism. Pretty much what UNESCO is here to do is founded in 1945. UNESCO was created in order to respond to a firm belief of nations forged by 2 world wars in less than a generation, that political and economic agreements are not enough to build lasting peace. Peace must be established on the basis of humanity's moral and intellectual solidarity. UNESCO strives to build networks among nations to enable this kind of solidarity by mobilizing for education so that every child, boy or girl, has access to the quality education as a fundamental human right and as its prerequisite for human development. Building intercultural understandings through protection of heritage and support for cultural diversity. UNESCO has created the idea of World Heritage to protect sites of outstanding universal value. So pretty much what UNESCO is out for is actually to globalize education. And it even says right here, in a globalized world with interconnected societies, intercultural dialogue is vital if we are to live together while acknowledging our diversity. In an uncertain world, the future of nations depend not only on their economic capital or natural resources, but on their collective ability to understand and anticipate changes in the environment through education, scientific research, and the sharing of knowledge. So, I mean...
Sounds great.
I mean, it sounds great what
what
UNESCO wants to do, and UNESCO works kind of hand in hand with the United Nations and works through them, and it's a worldwide kind of education program It's the intellectual agency for the United Nations, as they say it on their website right here at en.unesco.org. So, I mean, you know, I feel like, I'm sorry about that, David, I knocked off his pen.
It's okay.
But, you know, I feel like UNESCO, with the Common Core, like we were talking about last week with education, is a United Nations Agenda 21 sort of re-education into all nations
It's
now.
just now control of education. So now they've already got their hands in the money. They've already got their hands in the resources. Now they're going to get their hands into the education. So now it's standardized worldwide.
So even the nations that are above standards in education, nations that are below standards in education, we're kind of combining them all, what it sounds like, and kind of giving a worldwide average of education.
Exactly. So there's not, so the smarter students in the more first world countries are now being subjected to the same education as, maybe you could say, poorer students in third world countries. So
I don't think that's good.
It sounds great because, you know, everybody's trying to get an education, but it's not geared toward individual people. It's now geared towards the masses. It's one standardized education across the board.
It's a community of education now. And community, I mean, I'm all for community organizations and everything and joining together, but at the same time, we're all individual people. We're individual nations that, I mean, America was based upon pretty much being individual and standing out from everybody else, and now we're coming to a point where the United Nations is overlooking what's going on with the policies in America. We're now becoming more of a socialized, communistic sort of outlook on the United States of America.
Like Common Core, communism core.
No.
I mean, that's all it is. It's just now control of education.
If you hear the word common, it's a common thing to do. It's probably some sort of communism.
Or the worst one is smart. Smart car, smart phone.
Oh, yeah, that just
smart
means it
TV.
watches you.
Yeah.
Pretty much what it means is it watches you.
It's super smart. It knows what you're doing before you do it.
Better than you know what you're doing, because they're just building algorithms on you to kind of figure out what you're going to purchase next. I mean, how much stuff do you think they have built on us by now?
I mean, on us, too much stuff.
I mean, I'm all over the internet, too, searching.
Enough where I can pick it out. That's how bad
it's like, oh, I used my credit card today, and it looks like this Facebook ad is telling me to go buy this certain type of T-shirt that I already bought today.
Yeah, that's happened to me.
I mean, that's what's happening. They're trying to turn us into a consumerism society, or a consumer-based society.
Exactly, but who's turning us into a consumer-based society?
You know, I'd like to say the global elitists, as supposed the masses would call them the global elitists.
And we're going to break down who are those elitists.
Who are the global elitists? I don't know. Who are they, David? Do you have a what do you got? What do you got out over here?
Actually,
David's got a book out.
I got a book out. It's called "Behold a Pale Horse."
Here, let's show the camera.
By William Cooper.
Great book.
Great book, full of factual, documented information that's real. And I'm going to read a quote out by President Woodrow Wilson that breaks down who they are and what they are. Here it is. There is a power so organized, so subtle, so complete, so pervasive, that they better not speak above their breath when they speak in condemnation of it. And that's President Woodrow Wilson, 1914.
So they're up to something. They don't even want to talk about it. We all know about it, but they don't want to talk about it.
Exactly.
Hold on, I just have to make a quick remark. Do you hear the echo in the background? You hear the echo in the background?
I hear the echo.
We have an echo in the background. It's gone now. No, it's not.
It sounds like we're in an amphitheater.
We're going to keep on going here, but
we're broadcasting worldwide from the United Center.
United Center of 24.7 The Street.
The United Nations Center. Might as well be. But hey.
So it's a conspiracy big enough that nobody wants to talk about it. It's right in front of their face, but nobody wants to acknowledge it.
Yeah, and they call everybody conspiracy theorists.
And tin hat wearing. I mean, everyone probably thinks out there that we're sitting in here with some tin hats on.
I got my tin hat on. I don't know about you.
Crinkle, as I put it on my head right now so they don't put brain waves.
They don't read my brain.
Yeah. So, you know, what they're up to, the New World Order, lots of presidents have said it throughout time, and actually we have a little clip here of a lot of global elite people everywhere, from prime ministers to presidents of the United States, all talking actually about the New World Order. And I have
Novus Ordo Seclorum.
Novus Ordo Seclorum. That's what it says on the back of the dollar bill. The World of New Ages. And here we go. I'm going to plug in right now a little clip here, a little 4-minute clip of some powerful people talking about the New World Order. after I figure out how to plug this in right here.
And after this clip, you tell me if the New World Order is still a conspiracy theory.
There we go.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders. It is a big idea, a new world order, a world in which there is the very real prospect of a new world order.
After 1989, President Bush said, and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order.
There is a chance for the President of the United States to use this disaster to carry out what his father, a phrase his father used, I think, only once, and hasn't been used since, and that is a new world order.
So that the problem of the Bush presidency will be the emergence of a new international order.
Within the next 4 years, we will see the emergence of a new international order.
The beginning of a new international order.
The pieces are in flux. Soon they will settle again. Before they do, let us reorder this world around us.
I think his task will be to develop an overall strategy for America in this period when really a new world order can be created. It's a great opportunity. It isn't just a crisis.
It's about the future of Europe and a new world order.
There's a need for a new world order, but it has different characteristics in different parts of the world.
But today, with Asia already outproducing Europe, India and China are clearly becoming part of our new order.
We are now facing a common challenge. And the challenge is how to build a world order for the first time in history on a global basis.
So, in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, a new world is emerging. It is a new world order with significantly different and radically new challenges.
The affirmative task we have now is to actually create a new world order.
Good evening, everybody. President Obama and British Prime Minister Gordon today calling for a new world order to tackle our global economic crisis.
And the president outlined his vision of a new world order in which the U.S. would participate fully.
We've got to give them a stake in creating the kind of world order that I think all of us would like to see.
So I see a world order in the future with a multipolar world order.
I think a new world order is emerging, and with it the foundations of a new and progressive era of international cooperation.
But in a globalized economy, we are going to have to take global responsibilities, and there is going to have to be some semblance of global governance.
Never before has a new world order had to be assembled from so many different perceptions or on so global a scale. Nor has any previous order had to combine the attributes of the historic balance of power system with global democratic opinion and the exploding technology of the contemporary period.
And I strongly believe India will be a central actor in the new world order.
There also exists an extraordinary opportunity to form for the first time in history a truly global society.
2009 is also the first year of global governance with the establishment of the G20 in the middle of the financial crisis. The climate conference in Copenhagen is another step towards the global management of our planet.
New World Order is the headline in the Globe and Mail in Canada.
Is this global governance at last? Is it one world, the central bankers in charge? But aren't we all just living and dying for what the central banks do?
Of course we are. We are absolutely slaves to central banks.
Oh, but that's just a conspiracy theory. You people are all crazy for thinking there's a new world order.
I mean, just turn over your dollar bill.
Exactly. It even tells you right on the
Novus
back.
Ordo Seclorum.
And what does that mean? The new secular order.
It actually stands for the New World of Ages. The New Age of World, or the New World of Ages.
New Order of the Ages?
New Order of the Ages. There you go. New Order of the Ages.
Oh, that should tell you something.
Yeah.
But I want to know, who's bringing about this New World Order?
You know, I'd probably have to say it's some of these elitists that are up in these secret societies. I'd have to. Wouldn't you say, David?
I would say so myself.
Oh, you know, I'm gonna make a shout out to Roberto actually for watching our YouTube videos and throwing a comment out there. Wants us to talk about Bilderberg. Everyone's like, "What is Bilderberg? What are the Freemasons?
Yeah, what are all these people?
How do they tie together? How does the New World Order tie together with all these people?" And some of the societies actually that are behind the New World Order, I'll throw some out. Some are fraternities that are in college, and some of them are outside fraternities. But what we have here is the Skull and Bones. Everyone knows that from Harvard.
Everybody, no, Yale.
Yale, I mean,
Everybody
my
knows
bad.
The father, George Bush, was a member, and so was the son, George
and
Bush.
actually, Prescott Bush was as well.
Yeah, the whole Bush dynasty has been involved in the creation of the New World Order.
I wonder if Jeb got in. I wonder if he's just too dumb to get in.
Who knows?
Then we have the Freemasons.
The Freemasons.
The Freemasons.
The Sons of Light.
And the Freemasons, I mean, everyone knows about the Freemasons within the lodges. They're all around us over here. There's one down in Naperville. Actually, I know a few Freemasons. Almost got into it myself. Have some literature on the Freemasons. And you know what I'll say is, the Freemasons on the bottom half are probably good.
It's just like with anything. The bottom level of any group or organization is just, you know, your average people joining a group thinking it's like, no, it's the best for them.
But they get deep into it.
And they don't understand that most people don't get past the 3rd degree and get highly involved in this group. And only once you reach the top, the 30th, 31st, and 32nd, and 33rd degrees, then you start to realize what they're really involved in.
What kind of eugenics and everything that they're up to and what they actually really believe in. Then you have the Rosicrucians, which is a... David, you know a little bit about the Rosicrucians too,
Yeah,
right?
the Order of the Rosy Cross.
You know, actually, I subscribe to some Rosicrucians literature. And, you know, I will say from the half on the side that would say that they're good, I mean, they do teach, you know, enlightenment. They teach you kind of how to meditate, how to pick up on people's vibes, emotion. They teach you like good literature and everything like that, rhetoric, and whatnot. So I can't say, you know, it's totally bad. They're more in the open, I'd say, with their teachings, because you can go online and go to rosicrucians.org or whatever it is, and you could go find out all their information. You could sign up for $14.95 a month, and you could get their little I'm trying to think of the name. They're little scriptures that they send out about once every month. And
you get little newsletters.
Little newsletter you're supposed to read once every week and kind of keep you up to date. Then you have the Ordo Templis Orientis.
Oh, Ordo Templis Orientalis?
Yes. And that is
That's
another...
just the...
it's another one I haven't heard too much about, actually.
The OTO.
OTO.
Aleister Crowley.
A lot of celebrities are doing it, I guess. They have the OTO symbol like tattooed on their arms and everything like that. A lot of celebrities are doing that. But this is, you know, this is interesting stuff what we're actually getting into here. We're going to keep on going over different types of secret societies, and I actually have about another 6 on the list that I want to share with everybody. Who are these global elitists, and what are they doing to the world?
And we're going to be bringing you quotes from their own mouth on admitting of what they're doing. So join us back here, InformNation.
Here we are, back with InformNation, talking about secret societies, New World Order, Agenda 21. What are these conspiracy theories that we're talking about on the radio today?
I don't consider myself a conspiracy theorist. I consider myself a conspiracy analyst. Because to conspire is human nature. People conspire against other humans all the time. And human nature isn't a theory. That's proof. You conspire with other employees at work against other employees. Everybody gossips. Everybody talks behind other people's back. That's called conspiring. So conspiring is not a theory. And to say that people in power don't conspire against other people in power...
That's weird.
That's not true.
Don't they have like a whole thing where they go out in the woods and they go worship an owl called the Bohemian Grove?
Oh, yeah.
I believe even presidents have talked about that.
Many people have been to Bohemian Grove.
I think even Gerald Ford, or no, actually Richard Nixon, I don't have the quote in front of me, this just came off from Blue Air in my head right now, but he's like, oh, those bunch of gays that go out there in the forest and go do a bunch of satanic rituals, end quote. I don't really know if that's what he said, but he did call them gays. He said a bunch of gays out there.
They're involved in a lot of homosexual acts.
Which I have nothing wrong with that.
That they do.
Be politically correct, I have nothing wrong with that.
It's part of their
You do what you got to do.
It's part of their occultism. It's weird.
But, you know, we're getting back here to secret societies that are out there. So then we have number 5, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. The Golden Dawn was an organization devoted to the study and practice of the occult, metaphysics, and paranormal activities during the 19th and early 20th centuries. Known as the Magical Order, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn was active in Great Britain and focused its practices in theurgy, in spiritual development, many present-day concepts of ritual and magic that are the center of contemporary traditions, such as Wicca. So that's what so they're magicians. They're pretty much, what it sounds like to me, they're pretty much magicians, and they are like a bunch of witches and everything, pretty much studying Wicca and everything. Go to the bookstore, go to the Wicca section. It's pretty much a bunch of love potions and voodoo.
And that's just your bottom level Wicca stuff. They're not teaching you the occult high level stuff that these people are involved in, because it really, they believe that this magic and this stuff they're involved in gives them power. They really do believe that.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why it's important to understand what these people believe, because what they believe will affect us. It's like saying, I don't believe in racism. Right? I don't believe in racism. But people out there do. And because they do believe that, it will affect me. So I have to understand why they believe this way.
Yes.
It doesn't pay to be ignorant.
And then we go back to some of the earlier times of secret societies, which is the Knights Templar.
The first communistic order.
The poor fellow soldiers, here's a little Wikipedia for everybody. The poor fellow soldiers of Christ in the Temple of Solomon, commonly known as Knights Templar or Order of Solomon's Temple, or simply as Templars, were amongst the most wealthy and powerful of Western Christian military orders, and were among the most prominent actors of Christian finance. The organization existed during the 2 centuries during the Middle Ages, officially endorsed by the Roman Catholic Church around 1129. The order became a favored charity throughout Christendom and grew rapidly during its membership of power. So pretty much the Catholic Church was behind these goons?
Basically, it was a group that started out. They became very rich and powerful. They became the first international bankers. They lent a lot of money to kings, to popes, to other nobility and stuff like that.
So like behind-the-scene investors.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people started realizing that, hey, these people are controlling all the money, just like how they do today. So what they did was on Friday the 13th, 1313, big numbers here for everybody.
Wait, Friday the 13th, 1313?
Friday, October 13th, 1313.
Interesting day.
The King of France and the Pope.
Was it month 13? I'm just kidding.
Month October. That's month 8. How is it number 10? Whatever. Anyway, they set out to eliminate these people. So they killed their Grand Master Jacques de Molay, and they burned him at the stake. So forever since then, it has been a war between the Knights Templar, which infiltrated all the secret societies known as Freemasonry, Rosicrucians, all these people that got infiltrated by these people, against the Catholic Church and all the kings. So that is why, when they set up this country, America, it was a start of a new world order for these people. Because they came here to set the common man free. And by setting the common man free, it would permeate all over the world and would topple kings, queens, popes, everything off their thrones. And it has, hasn't it?
I mean, yeah,
Has a majority of the monarchy been eliminated worldwide? Besides figureheads?
And then you have like the Prime Minister, and then you have like the Queen of England and everything like that, but they're just part of the system too.
Oh, exactly.
I mean, like, you know, the Queen, whatever, what's her name now? Queen Elizabeth?
II, yeah.
Queen Elizabeth II, what she controls, she has a lot of money and control of a lot of these organizations too, right?
Yeah. Everybody says, oh,
supposedly,
she's just a figurehead. But come on, you wouldn't say that you're still the queen, you don't have power?
Like, we all call her the queen.
Yeah, everybody refers to her as the queen. She's not my queen.
The queen.
She ain't my queen.
That's weird. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Everyone should know this one, the Illuminati.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Everything that's, in mass media and everything days. Oh, Jay-Z's a part of it. Justin Bieber's a part of it. Everyone's a part of the Illuminati these days. They even have a website. Go to, like, the Illuminati.org. And then you can join. You can join a membership online.
Oh my God!
You just go to Illuminati.org. You can join them. And, you want to be one of the enlightened people of the earth that worship Satan or Luciferianism or what's that other one that you were talking about back over here? The humanists.
Secular humanism.
Secular humanism,
which is basically Luciferianism.
Luciferianism. So this is what the symbol of the Illuminati is, the pyramid. And this is a little definition here. A movement of free thinkers that were most radical offshoot of the Enlightenment, whose followers were given the name of the Illuminati, but called themselves the perfectibilists. So they want to be perfect, pretty much.
Perfectibilists?
Perfectibilists, yes. And actually, anybody knows Illuminati means to enlighten, to illuminate.
And that's the thing. At the time, these people were enlightened and illuminated, coming out of the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
Where knowledge was only given to select people, they gave knowledge to a lot of people.
And the weird thing is, like, the Illuminati, like, you'd think, like, to enlighten. Like, that'd be, like, a good thing, right? Like we're trying to enlighten people, right? Like,
I know.
Like, are we part of the Illuminati? Maybe we just,
who knows?
Maybe we should have a show saying, like, are David and Alex part of the Illuminati?
Let's break it down. Conspiracy theories.
They did that on Good Mythical Morning. They had a show, like, they're calling out Illuminati, like, our biggest one of all. Or so-and-so part of whatever Good Mythical Morning, those guys' name. They're like, are we a part of the Illuminati? Like, look at these hand signals we've thrown up in previous videos doing like this and doing like a little peace sign or like some weird stuff. Or,
oh my God.
Oh, doing like one of these.
Oh, little devil horns.
Little devil horns like the rock stars do, or like presidents do that too. That's the weird thing. Like, you check out images, like, I don't know, they have a lot of symbolism.
Just Google presidents giving Illuminati hand signs. And it's clear.
Yes, it is. And then the Illuminati was founded on May 1st of 1776. What else happened in 1776?
Oh, the founding of America?
Yeah. Oh, weird. I don't know. In Upper Bavaria. But Jesuit taught Adam Weishaupt. This group, but that's the guy's name who did it, right?
Adam Weishaupt? Yeah.
Weishaupt was the founder of it. This group is known as the Bavarian Illuminati. While it is not legally allowed to operate, many influential intellectuals and progressive politicians counted themselves as members. Even though they were known as Freemasons in its membership, it is not considered to be endorsed by Masonry. The fact that Illuminati did not require belief in supreme being made them particularly popular amongst atheists. So they don't believe in anything. They believe when you die, you die.
They're secular humanists.
So they believe in the human nature and everything. Like, I agree. I like humans. I like people and everything. But they like humans, but they hate people.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, they like humans, they like what we are about, but they hate people.
They don't believe in a God.
We have too many people.
They don't believe in a devil. They don't believe that there is a higher power. They believe man is God. And this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring all of humanity under one control, all the money under one control, all the religion under one control, all the education under one control, so they can dictate who gets it or not. They can turn it off when they want.
Because that's what they want.
They want control
of
absolutely everything. And the end justifies the means for them.
Yes, it does. And then we have the Bilderberg Group. This is a group slightly different from others, that it does not have an official membership. It is a name given to a group of highly influential people who meet every year in secrecy, and usually with strong military and government-sponsored security. The topics discussed are kept secret. The structure of the meetings is that of a conference, usually held in a 5-star hotel around the world. Attendance at the meeting is strictly by invitation only. The first meeting took place in 1954 at the Hotel Bilderberg in the Netherlands. The original meeting was initiated by several people, Polish emigre and political advisor Joseph Rediger. concerned about the growth of anti-Americanism in Western Europe, proposed an international conference at which leaders from European countries and the United States would be brought together with an aim of promoting an understanding between the cultures of the United States and America and Western Europe. So pretty much it's another sort of bringing together.
It's like it's a giant, you can basically call it a giant country club of wealthy elitists.
Like a big think tank, too.
Yeah, exactly. And they discuss
like policies across the world, you know, foreign trade, what laws we're trying to, you know, promote within countries and everything. Like Common Core. I guarantee they probably talked about Common Core education in that meeting.
Yep.
They probably talked about the International Monetary Fund through centralized governments throughout the world and trying to get more countries on it.
Yep.
Because if we control the money, we control the people. What is that quote? What is that? Henry Kissinger? I care not who...
No, that's Rothschild.
Rothschilds. I care not who makes
the laws.
You're better at this quote.
Oh, yeah. It's like, just give me control of a nation's money, and I care not who makes the laws.
Yep.
That's true. Because you can just make everybody just serfs. Turn everything into poverty. Who cares about the laws at that point when everybody's poor?
And then we have another group here called the Priory of Sion.
The Priory of Sion?
After the publication of the Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown, a great deal of interest in the Priory of Sion has been created. Unfortunately, those hoping to find and join the Priory, it is in fact fictional. It was a hoax created in 1956 by French pretender and French throne Pierre Plantaud. So it's really not a real secret site. It's almost like that one movie they had out called, what's that, Conspiracy, and I forget what they had in there. What was that group called?
I don't know.
You ever seen that movie called Conspiracy? It's a new one.
No.
It talks about it's about like the Bohemian Grove. It's like a secret place that they go to, all wear masks. If anyone's ever seen like Eyes Wide Shut with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, you could see in part of that movie they go to those big satanic Hellfire meetings.
Yeah, those Hellfire Club meetings.
Hellfire Club meetings. And pretty much it's a big sex orgy, and they're all like worshiping Satan as they're doing it, all wearing masks, having sex. They're all draped in black gowns, and the middle guy, who's the host of it, is wearing a red gown. And they do like a bunch of weird stuff. They follow the guy and everything. Big estate that they have. It's really weird.
And that's weird stuff, and it's true.
Yeah.
But everybody thinks it's false. Because why? Because you don't believe in it, therefore it's false? See? There you go. That's the big fallacy out there. Just because you do not believe it's true doesn't mean it's not true.
I don't know, man. People just need to open up their eyes a little bit more. And then we have a big one here, Trilateral Commission. It's actually founded by David Rockefeller. It's a non-governmental, nonpartisan discussion group. And then the history of it, the founding of it, sensing the profound discord among the nations of North America, Europe, Japan, and the Trilateral Commission was founded to foster substantive political and economic dialogue across the world. So pretty much it's another meeting like the Bilderberg Group. It's trying to get these three nations, North America, Europe, and Japan. It's like a triangle.
Yep.
And they're trying to get them all together on the same sort of basis. It's like NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement. Trying to get without borders. They're trying to cut down the borders in between America, Mexico, South America even. And they're trying to join us all together, Canada. And they're trying to say we don't need taxes going in between.
It's already happening.
Yeah.
Look at the borders. There are no borders here in America anymore.
They're letting them all in.
They're just letting a flood of illegal immigrants in from all over the world.
I think I have an idea of why they are letting people in too.
Why?
There's this thing I watched about population and everything, and actually how the population is declining. Like per woman, you need 2.1 kids or something to keep the population even or rising. And actually right now it's like 1.3 kids is the amount that per average women are having. And the only reason why America's population is still rising is a lot to do with the immigration from the Mexicans below us.
Yeah.
Because they actually have big families, and so they have lots of kids over here, and it makes the population rise. I think maybe that's part of the reason why Obama's talking about having a program where illegal immigrants now can join the military. You heard about that, right?
No, I haven't heard about that.
Obama's discussing about something like pushing illegal immigrants and immigrants to go to the military. Now he's starting some new...
Oh, great. Yeah, you don't even have to be an American citizen to fight for this country. You can just come here, and just if you're illegal, you can just join the military. All the taxpayers will pay for you now.
That's ridiculous.
So why even get on welfare when you can just join the military and get on military welfare?
I don't know.
Right?
Military seems like, I agree with the military and all, but I feel like it's just like people sitting behind you with a gun pointed to your head and saying, go fight or we'll shoot you. And if you join the military, you're kind of screwed, because then you're going to fight a corporate war. You have to take orders from up above. You can't question the orders. You know, pretty much you're supposed to say an oath to the Constitution, uphold the Constitution, but if your orders dictate you not to follow the Constitution, you still have to follow your orders or you're going to be thrown in military jail.
Yep.
And then your family's not going to get any money then. And then if you go fight the war over there, now you're just killing a bunch of innocent, pretty much AKA terrorists that are just fighting for their country. And it's like, oh, what are we really doing here? We're just looking for more oil and more power, and we're trying to spread democracy, AKA socialism.
The whole Middle Eastern war is basically turning into a new Vietnam.
Yeah.
We're just over there hanging out for a long time, wasting lives, wasting money, and just hanging out over there.
Setting up military bases is what we're doing over there, big corporate wars. Then we also have the Council on Foreign Relations is another one of these big groups. The Council on Foreign Relations was founded in 1921 in the United States, non-for-profit. It consists of 4,900 member organization. It's pretty much a think tank specializing U.S. foreign policy and international affairs, headquartered in New York City, with the additional office in Washington, D.C. Its membership has included senior politicians, more than a dozen secretaries of state, CIA directors, bankers, lawyers, professors, and senior media figures. The CFR Council on Foreign Relations, promotes globalization, there's the word again, free trade, so that means free trade between countries without borders. So pretty much when everyone's getting mad about, outsourcing everything to China and Indonesia and all these third world countries, they don't want taxes on that. So literally they want to cripple, as the United States stands, they want to cripple the United States. Because we want to outsource things, pay less taxes when it's getting outsourced. We don't want to have tariffs on certain things. And so we could send money outside of our country and make a boatload of it back inside of our country. So I think it's ridiculous. And then
you guys can all thank Nixon for that, for opening up China and India. So now all the corporations can go over there. So now when you're out there complaining that there's no more jobs, and then Obama says he's going to make more jobs, how come nobody's asking Obama, why are you supporting all these corporations sending all these jobs overseas to leverage out American labor for cheap slave labor in China? How come nobody's ever talking about that?
Why aren't we bringing it back?
How come no one's actually blaming the corporations themselves for sending all their jobs overseas? Oh no, it's nobody's fault. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about that.
I don't know why nobody wants to talk about it. We're trying to raise the money here for minimum wage. Yet we're losing jobs by doing that. There's a kid in Indonesia that'll do that job for a nickel an hour.
Why would they?
Why would I pay you $15 an hour? It's ridiculous. And you're asking for it. You know what they're going to do? They're just going to put machines in your spot. So if anyone that works at McDonald's thinks that they should get paid $15 an hour, here's my opinion on it. Don't ask for the $15 an hour. Stick with your $8.25, and put yourself in a spot where you're going to invest in yourself, go to school, go find another job, internship, apprenticeship somewhere, and get out of McDonald's.
Yeah, don't turn McDonald's into your career.
Because they're just gonna replace you with a machine if you ask for the $15 an hour. So work there for a little bit, work there. If you're past high school and you're not managing or running a whole franchise of them, then get out. What are you doing sitting at McDonald's your whole life?
Exactly.
It's not a $15 an hour job. It never has been. What, it's gonna take me $15 an hour to have you drop a bag of fries into a basket and drop it into some oil?
Yeah.
That's killing people faster? I'm not paying you $15 an hour to do that.
No.
Hell no.
They'll just, if you're voting for $15 an hour, you're voting for your own unemployment.
Yeah. What they're going to do is they're going to discard 10 of the employees, keep 2 of them, raise them to $15 an hour, put a machine in there, and have 1 employee watch the machines. There you go. They've made money off you.
They've already done it in factories.
Yeah.
They got rid of everybody in the car factories and they put machines in.
They've been implementing this in Europe with McDonald's. They have machines that will make your order, drop the patties, do all this for you. They've already been implementing it and testing it. You think they're not going to do it here?
No, but you need $15 an hour.
Ridiculous what these people ask for. And then some of these secret societies have pretty influential people in them. Skull and Bones, for instance, Howard Taft, the 27th president of the United States. Actually, most presidents are usually within one of these secret societies, either it's Freemasons, Rosicrucians, Skull and Bones, Trilateral, Council on Foreign Relations, Bilderberg Group. A lot of them are within these, like Prescott Bush was a Skull and Bones. and he was the senator from Connecticut. Robert Lovett, the Secretary of War, pretty much the architect for the Cold War, pretty much put everything together to help kind of fund the Cold War against the Russians.
Ain't that the truth?
Then you have George Herbert Walker Bush, which is George W. Bush's father, which was the 41st president of the United States. And he was also the director of the CIA. Oh, then you have, weirdly enough, these two ran together, and I think they brought this up in an interview one time. John F. Kerry and George W. Bush, senator from Massachusetts and now Secretary of State, and George W. Bush, the 43rd president of the United States and governor of Texas.
They're cousins.
Are they really cousins?
They're related. They're cousins.
Are they really? The family bloodlines all flow to them being cousins?
Yep. And they ran against each other. It's just a giant fluke against everybody. Saying, oh, well, these two people, yeah, John Kerry's going to do this, and George W. Bush is going to do this.
But except you don't get it when they leave there. They're friends.
Yeah.
Like, they really have the same ideas.
You need to get away from the television and the mass mind control and understand that there's a whole game being played when the television camera goes off.
Oh, yeah. It's like, you know, they agree on 99% of what they want to do. It's the 1% that they debate about and make you think that there's a difference.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. I mean, they agree on 99%. Here they are debating over a couple little issues that the public thinks that that's what we're supposed to be debating
and
about.
And they're all social issues. They're not even real issues that matter.
No, they're not. And then we have the Freemasons here. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to have a break here. But we're going to be coming back talking about the Freemasons and what they're about and who is involved in them. Actually, one of our founding fathers, actually a couple of our founding fathers were Freemasons. But right after this break, find out who they are. This is InformNation. We'll be right back. Here we are at 24.7 The Stream. This is InformNation with your host, Alex Gabriel.
And your co-host, David Sick.
If anybody wants to talk about the New World Order, Agenda 21, or secret societies, or maybe if you're a part of a secret society and you want to let us in on a little bit of hidden knowledge, give us a call at 630-445-123 or 1213. That's 630-445-1213. I'd love to hear if anyone's a part of a secret society out there, or any ideas, or know anybody that's in a secret society. Bring that information out.
If you have you have morals and a conscience, and you know that this information needs to get out, bring it out.
That's what we need.
We need the dissemination of information.
We need whistleblowers.
Yes.
That's what this country's founded upon, whistleblowers. And talking about what this country's founded upon,
let's talk about some founding fathers and their connections with secret societies.
Oh, I think most of them were Freemasons. We had Benjamin Franklin, founding father, inventor, and the hero of the Revolutionary War. Benjamin Franklin, the guy that's on the $100 bill.
He was also the Grand Master of the Masonic Lodge in Philadelphia.
He was a Freemason. He was quite a thinker, too. Actually, you know, I was watching some on him the other day, and his main thing that, like, people recognize him for was how he understood, like, social dynamics in between people, how to talk to people, how to get people along your side of things. Actually, I was watching a whole thing on Benjamin Franklin.
I mean, he went over to France. And
he got screwed over in France, actually, when he went over there.
Did he really?
Yeah, he was supposed to be a writer. His brother owned this publishing company, and he wanted to be a writer ever since he grew up, and he was, like, a part of a family of, like, 10 or 20 people. And pretty much they all wanted him to work on, in their, I forget what kind of industry their family owned, but his brother was a publisher, and he wanted to work for him. And so his brother really didn't let him publish anything. He was kind of jealous of how good of a writer Benjamin Franklin was. Anyways, he met up with this guy, went over to France, and he was supposed to fund all these writing things and all this material and meeting up with people over in France, and he got Jewed. And and he didn't have anything happen, so he had to, like, stay over there, make a way for himself, and that's kind of where he came to understanding people more, how to get things what he really wanted to get, and how to implement those in his life and everything. So that's Benjamin Franklin. I wouldn't say he's a bad guy. I say he's a good guy.
The thing is, yeah, I can say he's a good guy, but the thing is, I don't know Benjamin.
I don't know
Franklin.
Benjamin. You out there? Come on down.
And I don't even know about his true involvement in the secret societies. What he really talked about and what he really tried to do.
We have no idea. And then we have George Washington, the first president of the United States. Well, the alleged first president of the United States, because there's actually presidents before George Washington that served like 2-year terms.
Yeah, before the Constitution, under the Articles of Confederation, there were presidents, but after
I think there's like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah,
and then George Washington was the official first president with 4-year terms.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have actually Mozart. Mozart
was a Freemason?
He's a Freemason, yeah.
Wow, no wonder.
Mozart was a Freemason. He's a famous composer and Freemason. Mark Twain was a famous author. He resigned, though. He was in it for 6 years. He started in 1861. He resigned in 1867. Maybe he's kind of like, man, I don't like what these guys are about in here. He moved up really fast, I guess.
I bet.
He moved up very fast, Mark Twain. Then you have Winston Churchill.
Oh, the thing about Mark Twain, do you know how I knew he was a Freemason?
How?
You ever at the grocery store where all the tabloids are? Time magazine has a cover, a little thing on Mark Twain, and on the cover, he's doing a Masonic hand under the chin sign, and I was just like, oh, wow, well, you're a Freemason too?
Now, what about the people who do that aren't Freemasons, though?
I mean, you're just...
Like, I mean, they ask you to do that as, like, a kid. Like, oh, do the... Like, it's like a thinking. Like, you got your hand underneath.
Yeah, like the thinking man, the fist under the chin.
Sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thinking... Where's that at?
Oh, is that the Louvre or something like that? I don't know where that's at.
I don't know where the thinking man is. Then you have Winston Churchill, the British Prime Minister, back in the early 1900s, back in, World War I when that was going on? With Woodrow Wilson all sitting next to each other?
Oh, I mean, he was involved in World War I as well, but World War II was his big thing.
Yeah, and then Winston Churchill. So pretty much you have guys from both sides of the Allies being part of the Freemasons. Weird, because Franklin Delano Roosevelt was also a Freemason.
Once you get up in these groups, there are no more countries. You're just a part of this group now that controls the whole board.
Then you have J. Edgar Hoover, the FBI director. He might as well have made the FBI.
Yeah.
He pretty much implemented all like the fingerprinting, the keeping files, the categorization of people with crimes, and I think it was like a list or something system that he created as well too for the FBI to kind of keep track of criminals.
Didn't they make that movie Hoover?
Yeah, with Leonardo DiCaprio.
There's a lot of stuff in there.
He's a weird guy. J. Edgar Hoover, a weird guy. I don't know. And then you have Jesse Jackson, black rights activist, as part of the Freemasons as well too.
Yep.
And then you have like celebrities and everything, like John Elway, I've written down here, NFL quarterback, part of the Freemasons. A lot of people are Freemasons. It doesn't mean that they know everything that's going on. Actually, from what I take, the people that I know are in the Freemasons are great people. They're also part of like the Shriners as well too. They give a lot to charity. They give a lot of their time away and everything. And you know, they're really nice people that will go out and help people. Except that they're not the higher ups in it, and they probably have no idea what the higher ups are up to, or they have no idea what they're learning. They might be learning something with some value to it and something that maybe coincides with God and everything like that, but they're really not...
But yeah, if they don't fully understand the symbology and the rituals that they go through, then they don't know what they're a part of.
It's like pretty much like they're slowly re-educating them into a Luciferianism or secular humanism sort of
yeah, and you know what? We got a quote here by Albert Pike.
Albert Pike, one of the founders of Freemasonry.
He was I wouldn't say he's the founder.
Well, he's one of the recognized.
He's like their Jesus, basically.
Yeah.
he's like their.
Him and Manly P.
Yeah, they're superstars. Here it is. Quote by Albert Pike, 33rd degree Freemason. Here we go. And I quote: "That which we must say to the crowd is, we worship a God, but it is the God that one adores without superstition. To you, Sovereign Grand Inspector General, we say this, that we may repeat to all the brethren of the 32nd, 31st, and 30th degree, the Masonic religion should be, by all of us initiates of the high degrees, maintained in the purity of the Luciferian doctrine. If Lucifer were not God, would Adonai is the Christian God, and Lucifer is their God. If Lucifer were not God, would Adonai calumniate, which is basically spread false, harmful statements about him. So, like, would Adonai lie about
spread fallacy?
Yeah, would Adonai lie about him? Yes, Lucifer is God. End quote. So basically saying that
Freemasons believe that Lucifer is God.
He just admitted that Freemasonry is a religion, that their God is Lucifer.
Weird. Well, Lucifer is different than Satan, though, right?
To these people, it is.
But in a grand scheme of things, it's the same thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Grand scheme.
The grand...
Big picture. The Grand Lodge.
Oh, yeah.
The Grand Ministry. I don't know if that has anything to do with that.
I don't know. But to these people, they believe that there is no God, there is no devil. They believe that man is God, and that Lucifer, through his agent Satan, gave man knowledge, and through this knowledge, he can become God. But I want to say to these people, if you think you're going to become God, I've never seen one man ever create a universe. I've never seen one man ever die, never not die. I thought God was omnipotent and forever. But
eternal.
But man is just a mortal being. He can die. He's fat. He's imperfect.
Well, that's what like Luciferianism. They're all trying to, in secular humanism, all trying to create man into gods, create us immortal.
That's why they're working on life extension technology,
like vaccines and immunization shots and everything like that they're pushing. Actually, the New World Order within Agenda 1 talks about immunization. Actually, I read through like a good part of actually the scripture of Agenda 21 last night.
Did you?
Like I have the whole PDF on my computer, scrolling through, kind of like figuring out what they mean by certain things, but it's like 100 or whatever it is pages, and I couldn't flip through the whole thing.
It's public knowledge.
Yeah, you could flip through Agenda 21 and find out everything. Just go to agenda21.com.
It's all, everything that we're talking about here is public knowledge. It's just your average person doesn't take the time or care to learn about any of it.
Yeah.
And since they don't learn about any of it, they think it's all fake.
So, Luciferianism, we're talking a little bit about that here. I'll give you the definition of Luciferianism. Difference between Luciferianism and Satanism, because they both kind of get discombobbled, and kind of Satanism talks about Luciferianism and reflects off it, but this is the definition of Luciferianism. It's a belief system that includes both theistic and atheistic denominations and is therefore heavily influenced by personal perspectives and experiences, considered by many to be a religion and by some to be a philosophy or way of life. Luciferianism as a whole has no specific dogma to which its followers adhere to. Rather, it is a deeply personal outlook with numerous variations ranging from the veneration of literal deity and the practice of occultism to secular set of principles, using mythological references as a form of symbolism and cultural tradition. So pretty much it's you believe what you want to believe, nothing else matters.
Yep.
Like I somewhat, you know what the weird thing is like I somewhat like agree that you should have like an outlook on life where like it is your way of life, but at the same time we all have like we were talking about before like moral guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
Like pretty much just as saying like there are no moral guidelines, but there are moral guidelines that you should follow. Like you should have your own way of life. At least I think you should have your own way of life, but have moral guidelines to follow at least. Have these certain principles that you follow, but in those principles you can follow your own sort of way. This pretty much saying is screw the principles. There are none. You're a human. Nothing else matters. There's no God. There's no hell. You do what you want to do and nothing else matters.
And that's why they believe the end justifies the means. So they'll kill 1 million people. They don't care as long as it gets the job done.
It's ridiculous.
Because they have no morals. They believe anything goes, and whatever helps them get along, gets along.
What is that? Go along to get along?
Yeah, just go with the flow, everybody. Don't worry about anybody else. Just go with the flow.
Yeah, the ends that justify the means, like David said, here's a little snippet. Because the elite truly believe that the ends justify the means and the fact that... I'll get back to it after this.
Yeah, we're going to get back to that right after this break, because this is important.
This is very important, but this is InformNation. We'll be back right after this, and we're going to tell you what the means that they're justifying to end with.
There you go.
This is InformNation. We'll be right back.
Welcome to InformNation. This is your host, Batman.
And your co-host, Robin.
Here we are talking about Agenda 21 and the New World Order.
The New World Order? Crikey's, Batman.
We're here to save you from the global elitists in Gotham City.
AKA Gotham City's gonna be the world.
Yeah.
And we need Batman.
We need Batman. We need some crime fighters out there to fight these criminals.
Alright, so we're just talking about Luciferianism. We're going to jump into Agenda 21 here in the second segment. But I wanted to hit really quick on the difference between Luciferianism and Satanism. Satanism is a broad term referring to a group of social movements with diverse ideological and philosophical beliefs. Satanism includes symbolic association with or admiration for Satan, whom Satanists see as an inspiring and liberating figure. It was estimated that there were 50,000 Satanists in 1990. There may now be as many as 100,000 Satanists in the world. And the tie between Luciferianism and Satanism can be understood best as the belief system or intellectual creed that venerates the essential and inherent characteristics that are affixed and commonly given to Lucifer. Luciferianism is often identified as an auxiliary creed or movement of Satanism due to the common identification of Lucifer with Satan. Some Luciferians accept the identification and/or consider Lucifer as the light bearer and the illuminated aspect of Satan, giving them the name of Satanist and the right to bear the title. Others reject it, giving the argument that Lucifer is a more positive and easygoing ideal than Satan. They are inspired by many ancient myths from Egypt, Rome, and Greece, and
Gnostics
and traditional Western occultism. So pretty much Lucifer is the brighter side of Satan. It's like his alter ego.
Yeah. So basically, what they're trying to say here is, you can use the story of Genesis and the creation of man, is they believe it is a metaphor. This is what they believe. It's a metaphor. God made man and put him in the Garden of Eden, which is earth. Lucifer came down through his agent Satan and set man free from the bonds of ignorance, being the bonds of ignorance through knowledge. That is why when Adam ate the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, he became enlightened. So they believe that it was not God that made man who he is. It was Lucifer, Satan, who made man who he is. So that is why that's why they follow Satanism and Luciferianism as opposed to Christianity and mainline, I guess you can say, monotheistic worship.
I mean, even with the whole thing with the serpent, enticing Eve to eat the apple of knowledge or enlightenment. Actually, with secret societies, the serpent actually means healing and knowledge, and that's why they kind of put it on the whole medical.
Oh yeah, the caduceus, as it's called.
The caduceus. Pretty much, the serpent represents knowledge. Maybe we shouldn't be talking right now. Maybe we should be enjoying life. Let's leave. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like I'm spreading, Luciferianism, Satanism. I shouldn't be talking about knowledge, enlightenment, or educating anybody. I'm going to get out of here. See you guys. I'm out. See you, David.
See you, Alex. No, we're not leaving today. We can't leave this place.
I need to spread this information out to everybody.
But anyway, we're going to bring it back to Agenda 21 and how the New World Order and secret societies are implementing Agenda 21 as their ends justifies the mean goal.
So let's get into the New World Order.
Let's read the definition of the New World Order. We haven't done that yet.
Okay. It mainly goes by the New World Order, or the NWO. It refers to the emergence of totalitarian world government. The common theme in conspiracy theories about the New World Order is that a secretive power of elite and globalist agenda is conspiring to eventually rule the earth through an authoritarian world government, which will replace sovereign national states and an all-encompassing propaganda whose ideology hails the establishment of the New World Order as the culmination of history's progress. Significant occurrences in politics and finance are speculated to be orchestrated by an unduly influential cabal that operates through many front organizations. Numerous historical and current events are seen as steps in an ongoing plot to achieve world domination through secret political gatherings and decision-making processes. Before the early 1900s, the New World Order conspiratism was limited to two American countercultures, primarily the militantly, it's like military, but it's militantly anti-government right, and secondly, that a part of the fundamentalist Christianity concerned with the end-time emergence of Antichrist. So pretty much the New World Order is bringing all the world together under one world governance.
AKA the UN.
Not a world government, but a world governance. There's a difference between the two.
There is.
There's a difference between the governance and a government. And this is what it means. It's important to understand that the elite do not want world government per se, but rather a form of world governance in their personal control. A world government would imply that some sort of input and opportunity for participant by the public. They have no intention of allowing this to happen. The United Nations as an unelected and unaccountable body has been established to serve this purpose. So we can't vote on it.
No, it's here.
It's not a government, it's governance. It's people who are unvoted for creating laws and policies that are can control us and centralize all our money and centralize the healthcare and centralize the education and centralize your own belief systems into one world view.
Yep.
I mean, read the Georgia Guidestones. It's right there. They wrote it out for you. Supposedly Ted Turner is the guy that made it.
I can see
I
that.
read that supposedly. Some guy said it was Ted Turner.
I mean, look at what's happening. Look at the EU. The EU was a conspiracy theory back in the day. Now it's reality. Now look at the North American Union. A conspiracy theory
back in the day. Now it's real.
Yeah, exactly. The UN, a conspiracy theory back in the day. Now it's real.
It used to be the League of Nations, but after World War I, it became the League of Nations. The League of Nations did not fulfill their duties of creating a world governance. So after World War II, which was a big enough war for these political leaders to kind of get the world against or behind a world governance, happened in World War II, and then we had the United Nations, and here we are today.
Bam.
Where's World War III? Because I believe, Albert Pike
set up the 3 world wars.
Set up the 3 world wars a long time ago, even before World War II?
It was 1870 something.
1870. So before 1 and 2, he already called it. A guy in the Freemasonry that everybody looked up to was their hero, was their pretty much god or disciple of probably Lucifer.
Yeah.
And he said that there's going to be 3 world wars that's going to bring the world together. 1, we already had it. We saw what happened. 2, we already had it. Where's 3?
I think it's starting.
I think we're seeing the culmination of it right now.
And what is the 3rd World War supposed to be? It's supposed to be against the Middle East, or is the entire Islamic Middle Eastern world, and the Western world. And it's happening today. Look at the whole war in the Middle East.
So it's almost like going against belief systems now. They're trying to take down our beliefs.
Yep.
And our religion.
Islam's going to destroy Christianity. Christianity's going to destroy Islam. And at the end of all that destruction, what is it going to be? A new world order.
And the New World Order with Agenda 21 really focuses on sustainability. But sustainability sounds great. Don't get me wrong. I agree with some of these people's ideas up top. I can't say that I don't.
Me too.
But I don't agree with a lot of things that they're doing as well too. But sustainability is kind of really what Agenda 21 is standing for. And Agenda 21 is pretty much a document or a
plan.
A plan that they came out with back in 1992 at the Rio de Janeiro summit amongst world leaders. And they pretty much came up with 21 stands for the 21st century. So it's pretty much sustainability going into and passing the 21st century.
Yep.
So it's like what we're going to do from here on out and how we're going to bring the world closer together and pretty much rule the world. But the sustainability with the 21st century, a lot of it has to do with depopulation. Depopulation. It's a thing, okay? Depopulation is a group of people working, it's like a thing. Whatever. It's a thing that they're doing. It's a zation, okay? It's a zation, okay? So it's an organization working for globalization, looking to do depopulation, okay? That's what it's about. But actually what they're looking to do is bring the world down to about 500 million people is what it says in the Georgia Guidestones, and that looks about right with their plans. And Agenda 21 actually came out with one of the acts. It's called the Biodiversity in Wildlands Project in the United States of America Plan. And this is what it talks about. Humans are to be concentrated in human settlement zones consisting of high-rise dwelling units that are to be constructed alongside railroad tracks. The railroad would be the main means of transportation. Private automobiles will not be permitted. And the Obama stimulus package actually is a major funding of this agenda within the United States right now. So pretty much we're doing it already.
We're pulling everybody off the land. Farmers are not allowed to control their land anymore, and now everybody has to move to the cities where everything is controlled.
Centralized zone.
Yep.
That's ridiculous. Human settlement zones is what they call them.
Human settlement zones.
That's what they call them.
Yeah, you live on this planet, but you're not allowed to live anywhere you want. You have to live where we tell you to live. But anyway, we're going to get into this quote right here. This is from Rosa Corey. She's the author of Behind the Green Mask, UN Agenda 21, and this is her quote right here. UN Agenda 21, or Sustainable Development, is the action plan implemented worldwide to inventory and control all land, all water, all minerals, all plants, all animals, all construction, all means of production, all energy, all education, all information, and all human beings in the world. Basically, it's like a warehouse. They have inventory and control. And that's it.
That's ridiculous. They want control of everything is what they want, I'm guessing, right?
Yep.
That's not cool.
Because to them, there's too many people on the planet, and they can't keep wasting resources on all these useless eaters, as they refer to us as. Us. Me, you out there, we're considered useless eaters, and we need to be eliminated because we're destroying the earth. See, is everybody on that today? Oh, human beings are destroying the earth. We need to do stuff to go green.
We are destroying the earth, though. It's true.
But it's not us destroying the earth.
Well, it's them destroying the earth, but they're just giving us the option to destroy the earth. That's the only option they're giving us, really.
So
that's why we have to vote with our dollars.
There you go. Ends justifies the means. We're going to let all these people destroy the earth and then come in as the saviors and say, oh, well, you guys are destroying the earth because we allowed you to. So everybody needs to be eliminated. Think about that. Think about that. They're allowing it to happen so they can come in as the saviors for it.
That's ridiculous. It's gonna be those FEMA camps. Those, you know, those fun places where you bring your family on the weekends.
Yeah, like those adult summer camps.
Yeah, adult summer camps.
Camp FEMA.
Camp FEMA. Everyone wants to go. Sign up at our website, InformNation.com, and go sign up for our summer camp at FEMA. Bring the whole family. Ask your friends, ask your family, ask your coworkers.
It's fun for the whole kids. It's free transportation there.
Free transportation, free food.
In a rail car. Free food, but limited.
We'll get you immunization shots.
Yeah.
We'll get your vaccines.
Yeah.
We'll pump your water full of sodium fluoride.
We'll give you like real shitty GMO food.
We'll give you GMO food. We'll put you in slave labor camps.
Yeah, you'll have work to do.
You'll definitely have work to do. And don't think you're going to get paid.
Yeah.
Because you're part of the community now.
And we need community work together.
Why are you part of the community now? Because we saved you. We saved you from the world of darkness out there. And we're bringing you in the world of light through Lucifer. That's what we're doing through FEMA camps. But anyways.
Not we as InformNation, as in them.
Yeah, I meant them. Like, I was trying to talk as one of them.
That's okay,
they talk in really ominous, weird voices that
like
make
that,
me creeped out.
But anyway, when we come back, we're going to break down more about Agenda 21 here at InformNation. See you back.
Here we are at 24.7 The Stream. This is InformNation. This is your host, Alex Gabriel.
And your co-host, David Sick.
If we have any callers that want to call in today, give us a call at 630-445-1213. That's 630-445-1213.
Or join us in chat here at 247thestream.com. You can go
/news.
/news and join us in chat. I want to hear from you.
But here we are. We're talking about the New World Order, Agenda 21, depopulation, or depopulation in David's terms, of Earth.
You mean the real terms?
You mean the term that's going to soon be depopulation? When it hits Wikipedia, I'm going to send it to you in a text message and be like, I told you so.
And I'll like it.
David, you know if you only click like, it stops with you. You should click share and put it everywhere.
You
there we go.
You're a poet, you didn't even know
Coming back with some rhymes to pass the time. So we're talking about Agenda 21 here. Depopulation, bringing the Earth back down to 500 million people, said on the Georgia Guidestones. Some other sources say below 1 billion. But what they're looking to do is their idea is to kind of bring chaos to the world so they could step in and take over. They're looking to bring like pandemics, starvation, war, you know, anything that would make people break out in riots, kill people, starve them to death, and cut down on population. Actually, a lot of what I think they're doing right now is with the cancer.
That is the slogan, I guess you can say, of the 33rd degree of Masonry, order ab chaos, order out of chaos. So whenever you hear them use the word chaos, or climate chaos, or there's chaos in the street, that means it's been orchestrated by them. And they're now going to step in with order afterwards So, and again, another Hegelian dialectic of problem, reaction, solution.
I forgot, I was listening to something on the way over here today on the Alex Jones show, actually, and he was talking about, I forgot who it was, but talking about we need another Pearl Harbor incident to get into this New World Order mumbo jumbo.
I believe they're going to do it. I think they're going to do another 9/11 type situation.
What do you think it's going to happen?
I don't know.
I hope it's not soon. Actually, I just hope it doesn't happen.
Me either. I don't want it to happen at all. I'm against everything that these people are doing. But you have to understand that they're going to do it no matter what. And you have to be prepared mentally for it. So when it does happen, you don't get hit with that shock factor.
Yeah.
You're aware, not worried.
Yeah, you're aware. Everyone needs to be aware of what's going on around them. But here we have the UN's agenda, what they're trying to do to the world right now. And they have an idea of, a utopia, the perfect man, living immortal. They want to make transhumanism, which transhumanism, as the elites seek immortality, they foresee a possible future in which they merge the machines and the resulting species lives immortal lives and replace all humans as we know them today. So, they're already pushing towards that. You've seen it in the movie with Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I was about to say that. They're already making a movie about it. What's that movie? Transcendence.
Yeah, Transcendence.
Like, they're already showing you what they're planning to do. Look at the movie Elysium. With that movie with Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, yeah.
The elites are like off-world, and they live in the perfect society where they can cure cancer and do everything. And all the rest of the masses of the poor live on Earth in basically filth.
And then pretty much make everything for them, and then the elite just kind of come down to Earth. That's probably what they're doing up there with the space station, or trying to go to the moon or Mars, trying to make their own little planet up there. What they also want is they want their utopia. They want everything perfect, their way.
Mm-hmm.
Life's not perfect. That's the thing, but they want it perfect
for them.
Yeah,
they don't care about us.
And purpose-made humans. This was interesting. As their knowledge of genetic engineering advances, the intent to create a slave class of purpose-made humans to serve the elite. Weird, because they're trying to make people hermaphrodite slaves, and being granted permission to reproduce only by given permission if they're proven their worth to the state. So pretty much what they're asking is you have the option of being man or woman. That's why I think right now that we're feminizing men and we're masculizing women.
Yeah.
We're bringing, I'm not saying that this is bad, but we're bringing women into the workforce. They're staying away from their kids. They're getting away from the nurturer role, and they're becoming more of the man role. The man also is becoming more feminized through sewing the food. He's staying at home. He's being more at-home dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the two are going to turn into almost like this asexual sort of thing.
It's happening. Look, Bruce Jenner.
Yeah.
They're already normalizing this type of activity.
That's ridiculous, and everybody's watching it.
I know.
I'm like, why are you watching this stuff? This is ridiculous.
And he's so brave. He's coming out. He's so brave.
He's on the cover of, like, Vogue magazine or something like that.
It's like the new thing right now. That is cool. That is now normal.
It's been on the news for weeks straight. They keep on talking about it. They have nothing else to talk about.
This has been planned forever. If you read the book Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, written in 1941, he tells you basically that they're going to genetically modify humans to make them perfect for how they would want to be. They're going to be not being able to produce or to reproduce, and only being able to reproduce if given permission by the state. It was written in a book in 1941. This is not new at all.
It's ridiculous.
It's now just being brought out into the culture as normal.
And then, like what they said, like you have to go to the state to have a kid if you're worthy to the state. That's like, hey, Mr. Senator, or what, hey, Mr. Chief of whatever, can I have a kid now? Have I proved my worth to you? Can I have a kid that I could put into the system too?
And they'll run a bunch of genetics behind you to see if you're able to, if they want you to be able to. They're going to look at
make sure you're not a thought criminal.
Yeah, they're going to make sure you have a proper social economic class. If you're too poor, you're not going to be able to reproduce.
Make sure you got the right immunization shots and vaccines.
Yep, and then maybe they'll let you. Exactly.
Big word, maybe they'll let you. And they even talk about actually in Agenda 21, literally in their scripts that they wrote, talking about responsible parenting for family making. Responsible, like how many people you're allowed to have. They say it in Agenda 21, like it's written Go to the PDF, go down to like population and families, households, or something like that, and they'd say we need to talk about responsible family sizes.
See, you're not even allowed to have a free choice on your own family. You have to now do it what the state wants you to do.
It's like China.
With their one-child policy. Look, it's already being implemented. It already is. It's just not in America yet. At least not mainstream in America yet.
You know, and the ways that they're going to cover Agenda 21 and the New World Order is going to be through a couple different strategies, and I'll hit with a couple of these here. But education, as we talked about. Common Core, how the population will behave. I mean, we got to educate the kids young, get them older. Money, the means of holding wealth and exchanging goods. They're going to control the money.
They already have. Look at inflation. It's going up.
Law, the authority to enforce and will of the state, and a world law and world court is needed for a world state.
They already have a world court. It's called The Hague. In Belgium.
Do they really? I didn't even know about that.
The Hague.
What's the stand? Is it HAG or
H-A-U-G-E? It's the world court.
Okay. Politics. History. Actually, this one's history. What people believe happened in the past. You already could tell history is skewed now.
Oh yeah.
Just like our Constitution, just like they hold information. Like they don't tell you how America was really founded. They didn't tell you that we raped and pillaged like millions and millions of 12 million Native Americans and everything. They don't tell you that.
Nope.
They don't tell you anything. They'll probably tell you that back in 1969, when we went to the moon, that we really only faked it to make the Russians believe that we actually went there. Because it was funny, in a movie, what's that movie with Matthew McConaughey?
Oh, Interstellar?
Interstellar. He's in the school, and it's like a post-apocalyptic kind of world or whatever, and they have like small towns, and they're having like dust storms and everything, and the Earth's kind of going to die off
and
or whatever.
The only thing that matters is creating enough food because they didn't have enough food.
Yeah.
You're just like, what?
And so the Matthew McConaughey goes into his son's school, and they start talking about what his son's learning, how his son isn't going to go to college.
His daughter, yeah.
Or no, wait, his son's not going to go to college.
Yeah, his son's going to be a farmer.
Yes, and his daughter's like smart or something like that. And his son's not going to go to college, and they're talking about the history and everything, and about how man went to the moon, how he really didn't go in 1969, and Matthew McConaughey is sitting there, and he's like, wait, he's like, you're telling people we didn't go to the moon in 1969? And the teacher sits there and says, no. She goes, we let that all out about how we were tricking the Russians back in 1969. We let that go now. It's been declassified that we really didn't go then. And I'm like sitting there watching the movie. I'm like, I wonder if that's true. Like,
I don't believe they went to the moon in 1969.
I think it was set up. There's too many things that look weird about it.
Here's the thing. I'm not saying that we never went, because they have a secret black ops space program that who knows what they've been doing in space. But during the Apollo missions, especially Apollo 11, I don't believe they went during Apollo 11 at all. There's way too many. You can look at all those pictures, you can look at all those videos, and there's just way too many like holes in all of it. That it's just like, if this is your first time going to the moon, why didn't you do a lot of stuff? Like, what?
Well, also, like, the thing is, though, like, on the other side of it, how do you keep a secret that big? Like, with all those people, how do you not go to the moon?
Look at
compartmentalized,
secret societies. How do they keep all those secrets?
Yeah.
It's compartmentalization.
Now, the thing is, maybe they sent the spaceship to outer space, but maybe they really didn't just go to the moon. Maybe they just went around in orbit again. Because we would never know sitting back here on Earth if they were on the moon or not on the moon.
If you watch that movie, a funny thing happened on the way to the moon.
No, what was that?
They show an actual video that's supposed to be them far away from the Earth, and it's the Earth, in the blackness all around it, and out of nowhere, the lights turn on in the space shuttle, and it's the camera far away from the window.
Oh yeah, so it makes like the little Earth look like a circle or whatever, because it's a circle window and everything like that.
And it looks like it's far away.
Yeah.
When it's really right there.
Because it all kind of looks the same from a distance and everything like that.
And as soon as I saw that, I was like, wait, what? But anyway.
And then they're gonna do it through psychology, the means of controlling how people think. They already had Minority Report, thought crime. You're thinking bad, we're gonna 1984.
Yeah.
The thought police coming around, or are you against the state, or do you have your own ideas? Do you have your own original thoughts?
Big Brother's watching you, and it's already come out that the NSA is spying on everybody's cell phones, but none of that's true, right? But it's admitted.
And you have philanthropy, so that people will think well of their controllers.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
we need to go out there and make us seem like we're doing good. Like Obama, I mean not Obama, Bill Gates.
Yeah, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation funds Planned Parenthood and is involved
Funding vaccines.
in eugenics.
Yeah, funding vaccines over in Africa to kill off more people over there.
The polio vaccine is giving people polio.
They're trying to kill people. Actually, Bill Gates is quoted. Let me pull this up here really quick.
Please do. This needs to get out.
Bill Gates is quoted actually talking about
death panels in Obamacare. He even said it. He's like, "Oh, should we really fund those that last 6 months of life, or should we hire 10 teachers?"
Here we got Bill Gates at a TED Talk. He goes, "This is what in quotes. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really good job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%. But there we see an increase of about 1.3. Bill Gates. So wait. Now, if we do a really good job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
That means there's poison in the vaccines,
and they're going to lower the population.
That means the Obamacare healthcare isn't going to really give you care.
Mm-hmm.
And reproductive what was the term? Reproductive
health services.
Reproductive health services. So abortions.
Mm-hmm.
54 million abortions since Roe v. Wade.
Immunizations or sterilization.
Yeah, there you go.
Sterilization. They've already have sterilization in certain countries, and in certain states. Actually, in 1908, Indiana was the first state to implement sterilizations for people who were criminals, not letting them to have kids.
Yes. Nobody knows that eugenics was actually pretty big here in America at the turn of the 20th century.
And we're throwing out this word eugenics, so I wanted to throw everyone the definition of eugenics. Is a belief and practice which aims at improving the genetic quality of human population. It is a social philosophy advocating the improvement of human genetic traits through the promotion of higher reproduction of people with desired traits, positive eugenics, or reduce the production and sterilization of people with less desired or undesired traits, negative eugenics, or both. So it's practiced right now.
It's what the Nazis did, basically, in the concentration camps.
Oh, and you got to hear these quotes right here.
Okay, please do.
If I were reincarnated, I wish I would be returned to Earth as a killer virus to lower the human population levels. Quoted by Prince Price Philip, Duke of Edinburgh.
Oh yeah, Prince Philip. Oh yeah, the Queen's husband.
Mm-hmm.
He said he wants to come back as a virus to kill people.
Here's another quote. Depopulation should be the highest priority of U.S. foreign policy towards the third world. Henry Kissinger.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we just were listening to him talking about the New World Order. Society has no business to permit degenerates to reproduce their kind. He was a president of ours.
Who's this?
Theodore Roosevelt.
Oh, thank God.
Oh. A total world population of 250 to 300 million people, a 95% decline from present levels, would be ideal. Ted Turner in an interview with Aduboban magazine. Interesting.
So all these people support mass murder of people. They think that the population should be gone. And the only people that should remain is a small little slave class that serves them.
Here we go. The quickest way to reduce population is through famine like in Africa or through disease like the Black Death. Thomas Ferguson, State Department Office of Public Affairs or Population Affairs.
Like that whole Ebola thing, that whole Ebola scare that's going on. Remember that whole thing? Remember
I think that was orchestrated by like Bill Gates and everything.
They got everybody scared about Ebola. They even got me, I'm not going to lie. I was about to get on a plane to go on vacation, and they got me scared thinking about Ebola.
It's ridiculous, man, what they want. It's crazy what they want.
I know.
Like the whole New World Order. Like if you could imagine a society, 500 million people. Like look at the movie Hunger Games. And
yes.
Have you seen Hunger Games?
I've seen Hunger Games, yes.
The movie Hunger Games, they're all living in these regions. There's like 13 regions. And then there's the big city. And then that's like where all the elite live. And then you have the regions where all the work gets done and everything gets shipped out.
And all the regions have specific things that they do.
Yeah.
And no one else is allowed to leave the region unless be given permission. And they all fight over food.
And that's what they want. I mean, that's what these people want. And the reason, like a lot of people could say, and this is what I've heard is that, oh well, why do they want to kill everyone? We're the one that does everybody's work. We're the workforce behind everyone. But the fact of the matter is, we're in a technology era.
They have machines replacing people.
We don't need people anymore. And once we get to the point where we don't need all these people anymore, they're gonna kill us off.
I know.
And you know what the thing is, and I say this, and I mean this in the nicest way, but the arrogant, the ignorant people out there are going to get killed off. You are going to eat the foods that are killing you. You are going to get the vaccines that are killing you. You are going to watch the TV that's brainwashing you into their way of thinking. You are going to go to the schools that they want you to go to. You're not going to stand up. You're not going to say anything about it. Why? Because you just want to go along to get along and get through life. But the fact of the matter is that you're going to be that 95% of people that get killed off. If you don't want to be that 95%, you want to be the 5% that lives, doesn't necessarily mean you need to be an evil person. You just need to be responsible and aware of what's going on around you, what you're putting in your mouth, what you're teaching your kids, what you're teaching yourself. And you need to understand these things that are going on around us. Because if you're going to be ignorant and arrogant about all these things that we talk about in InformNation, then you're going to die off. And
there's no room for you here.
There's no room for ignorance anymore. We're coming to an age where the internet is trying to get rid of ignorance. It's trying to bring information, if you want to find it, to all people.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, are you going to go looking for it or not? Because if you're not, you will get killed off. Your family seed will die, maybe with you, maybe with your kids, your grandkids. I don't know how long it's going to take.
Cancer's already up.
I mean, 1 in 3 people are going to have diabetes. 1 in 2 people, I think, in the next 50 years are going to have diabetes. 1 in 3 people already have cancer. They're already killing people. You understand that the only reason the United States population is going up is because we're having people from Mexico and a lot of these Southern American countries coming into America. Actually, the idea that the population is increasing is only kind of a flawed number. Because actually I watched a documentary on this, and actually the amount of kids that a woman needs to have in order to keep the population rising or consistent is 2.1 kids per person. In Europe right now we're seeing 1.3 kids per woman, and actually the population is going to start dropping. And they're already doing it.
Can I just give you a round of applause on that rant right there? Because that just crystallized everything that we're here at InformNation to expose and bring to people is knowledge of what's going on around you. And because, here's what I want to say, it's okay to be ignorant, because that just means you don't know. But if you know and you do nothing about it, that is stupidity. And it's not okay to be stupid.
No, you can't, you can't, what is that? You can't knock the stupid out of people or something? You can't talk to stupid or...
Oh, you can't fix stupid.
Can't fix stupid.
And that's and it's true.
It's true. Like, I have people that I'm like, hey, man, like, this is how it is. And, like, I'll show them the documents. I'll show them everything. And I'll be like, this is just normal mainstream stuff that everybody should know. Or that everyone should know that. It's out there. Yeah. It's like, here it is. And I'm like, oh, well, no, I don't believe that. Or it's like the system. It's like voting for your presidents. It's like, do you really have a difference between one or the other? It's going the same way anyways. But they'll tell you that there's a huge difference between Republicans and Democrats. But there isn't.
Here's a big person who was stupid out there. I'm going to say it, but Paul. My friend Paul is an airplane pilot. And we've tried to explain to Paul many times that they are involved in spraying the skies.
Geoengineering. Go look it up.
Geoengineering. Look it up. Chemtrails. Look the whole thing up. Don't just look up chemtrails because you're going to get a bunch of conspiracy theory stuff about it. Look up geoengineering, HARP, and all that type of technology that they have going on. And we showed Paul all the information that's out there about geoengineering and what they're doing and spraying stuff in planes and the chemtrails in the sky. He doesn't want to believe it.
Now, the fact of the matter is like, I see Paul's side where he's like, oh, well, it's just debris coming from the back of the plane, but what if their fuel has aluminum in it?
Yeah.
Like, what if these big companies that are making fuel, these big companies that make airplane fuel that are controlled by these other companies, say, we're going to make a fuel that's going to spit out a debris of aluminum, and I think barium is another one, and it's going to kind of coat the atmosphere and help reflect light off because supposed, reflection of the Earth, and then it helps us become more But anyways...
You're breathing it in.
We'll be back. We're going to talk about some solutions here when we're done. We always like to end up with solutions about the New World Order, how to stand up against it. But this is InformNation. We're going to come back and we're going to tell you what you can do to stand up against this NWO. Here we are back at 24.7 The Stream. This is InformNation. Your host, Alex Gabriel.
And your co-host, David Sick.
Here we are. If anyone wants to give us a call, anyone has any solutions to fixing this New World Order and standing up against Agenda 21, give us a call at 630-445-1213. That's 630-445-1213. And here we are. We're going to talk about some solutions for the masses out there. You know, solutions for, you know, if you want to start becoming more aware of what's going on out there, becoming aware of what's going on out there. You know, today's just a rhyming kind of day.
Oh my God, I love it.
But, you know, what you need to do is you need to do your own research.
Yes.
And it doesn't always need to come from the internet.
Because we know that they're involved in all control systems of information.
AKA the internet.
Yeah, and the mainline information source today is the internet.
And the weird thing is they're taking a step away from books, because a book actually is you know, it's hard. It's a copy. You'd have to come in my house, grab my book, go bring it to a place, change the words in the book, and bring it back to me, set it on my shelf, and then, like, I won't know the difference if you change any words or not. But the fact is, the internet can change anything at any minute. They could change any book. They could make a new copyright, a new version, a revised version.
Look at Wikipedia. It's able to be changed.
Yeah. Even though I do like Wikipedia.
Yeah, I'd say there's some quality information.
Yeah, there's quality information.
But not all information is quality.
No.
It's
not.
not.
You have to find quality sources. You have to go find sources that feel right to you as well.
Yeah.
Like, if you're getting sketched out about a source, don't go to it.
Double check it.
Yeah, double check it, and then go to opposing sources. So we have a friend. I won't name his name again, but we have a friend, Paul. We'll say his name, whatever. It's just Paul. Okay, Paul. You know, Paul wants to get on the air and talk to us about this. We love. Actually, you know what? We're probably gonna have Paul on a show. Because Paul is open to a lot of this stuff, though, too.
Yeah.
Because Paul's on both sides of this. He sees it and then he doesn't see it. He sees it and he doesn't see it. So you know, I give him props for that. But Paul doesn't like the Quran. He thinks that the Quran is evil. He thinks that all these people worship is killing us, and they're all about strapping bombs to their chests and getting 50 virgins and everything. But the fact of the matter is, I'm like, Paul, like, have you ever read the Quran? He's like, no, but I bought this book that says, like, 50 things on why the Quran is bad. I'm like, Paul, you just went to one side of the spectrum.
The reason Paul hates the Quran is because he's an airplane pilot, and he was working during 9/11, and when the whole 9/11 thing went down, he's just like, oh, all those Muslims brought down those planes.
But that's not the fact of it. You know, actually, one part of the Quran talks about, I think, Muhammad or something, that went out on these crusades and whatever, and were killing people that didn't believe in Muslim. But actually, a lot of the people who believe in the Quran think that they should take that part out, but they're not, because it's part of their book. So they're leaving it in there, and they're kind of looking past it.
Yep.
But a lot of the people that are against the Quran focus on that part of it and say, well, this is what they believe. But 99% of the people out there who study the Quran or believe in the Quran don't believe in killing everybody.
And you could say the same thing about Christianity.
Yeah, you get Christian crusades too.
You can find parts in the Bible today that contradict a lot of things that we believe. And people say that, well, shouldn't this be taken out? This is old news.
Just leave it in there, though.
And
that's the thing. Leave it in there and build upon it. Build new morals around it. Say, you know, maybe that wasn't right what they did back then. So let's learn from it.
Yep.
You know, we're not doomed to repeat our past again.
Truth.
So that's what we should be focusing on. Getting good news sources. Going to the library. Getting books is one of the things we can do. Looking up subjects that are like kind of outdated almost. Going back to where it all started from, the early 1900s, is where a lot of this stuff, propaganda, you know, globalization, you know, population reduction, eugenics, social Darwinism.
That's where all this came out of. So
it came out of there.
And also going to the original source.
Go talk to people too.
Yeah.
Go talk to the source.
Yeah.
Go talk to these people who have been in it. That's your best information, hands-on information. Go talk to the source. Or go to articles or go to news places that cite their sources and create validity out of their sources.
And that's the biggest thing, is finding out those sources. Because anybody can say anything, just like here on InformNation. We can say whatever we want, but we don't. We use factual information that is sourced, and we bring it to you.
And we do a lot of stuff researching. I mean, our whole week is like literally researching. Like I do this in my spare time anyways, so it doesn't.
Yeah.
Just doing the show is just a way for me to pretty much talk about what I've been researching all week. But I've been doing that for the last so many years anyway, so it's just an output and an outlet to just talk about it.
Same here.
But I mean, solutions. One of the main one again that we're always going to hit on InformNation is voting with your dollars. Everybody, you want to take down the man. You want to stop eating the ho-hos, the Twinkies, and the little Debbie cake, the little Debbie communist cakes. You want to get away from those, and you want to start buying the good food, going to the organic markets, going to the local markets, going to the farmers markets, and actually buying food from those places because that supports sustainability, which is what Agenda 21 wants. But it's not killing us off in the process.
It's supporting the local mom and pops that are building a good reputation and providing quality material.
Yeah.
It's not going to the big corporations that export slave labor from China to just bring really low quality products in a mass market.
Go to alternative news sources. Don't watch Fox, don't watch CNN. Go to the internet for those sources.
Yes.
Go see what's something that kind of correlates with what you believe in, and then go check out what they're doing. So if you're going to, like, say, Russian news today, but that's another kind of manipulated one too. InfoWars, they're all somewhat have their agendas of their own. But take what they say, go look it up, go fact check them all across the internet through a couple different sources and everything. If you have to go to the library, if they told you to go get this book, go get that book, go open the book, read the documents, and go figure out if it's real. Go to government websites that have laws, read through the huge law. I know it's thousands of pages or whatever it is, but maybe you could get a source that says this page, this article will tell you this thing, and go check it. Just go make sure that these are the real things that are happening.
Because the truth is elusive. And you have to dig through a lot of mud in order to find the gold.
Don't believe us, everything we say on here either. Don't believe us.
If you have a question about something that's going on here, go look it up. Find out if it's true or not.
Go look it up. And if you want to strike up a debate about it, make sure you're well versed on what you're talking about as well. Because if you go start a debate and you have no idea what you're talking about, and all you do is pretty much the people out there say, there's these people out there that say, nothing what you tell me right now is going to change what I think. Like, so all the information that I give you, all the facts, all the research, all of this is not going to change your mind? The person's like, yeah. I'm like, well, then you're just a dumb mofo.
You're just brainwashed.
You're just dumb.
And what is the definition of brainwashing? It's the inability to look at opposing viewpoints because you already believe that your viewpoint is the only one. And you're being brainwashed by the mainstream media. And you can even say that majority of the alternative media is also brainwashing, saying that this is the only right way and all the other ways are wrong. But find out your own way. Find out your own information that you know is true to yourself. Because what did Bill Cooper say? Read everything, listen to everyone, believe nothing till you can prove it to yourself. And that's what we've done.
Yeah, go check it out. There's a lot of people talking about this right now. It's a very big subject that a big subculture of people are talking about right now. A lot of people are aware of these things going on right now. You could find communities on Facebook on it. You could find communities on the internet. You could find chat rooms. You go on Reddit.com. You go on InformNation. Check us out on Facebook. Talk to me and David through our own personal Facebooks. We'll talk with you. We'll go out of our way and try to help you out.
Yes, if you have questions, if you have, I can't find a source on this, we'll find a source for you.
We'll help you out. Hit us at InformNationLive@gmail.com. InformNationLive@gmail.com. Hit us with your questions. Go to our Facebook at Facebook.com/InformNationLive. Go check it out. Go to 24.7thestream.com/news. Join us in chat. Check out all these sources.
Listen to other shows that are here on the stream because a lot of these shows are also bringing truth.
We got intentional living with Gary.
Yes.
Gary's talking about a lot of things, and actually the true thing I'll say about that is Gary focuses on the things that are immediate to you helping yourself. Immediate to you helping your finances, your health, your relationships, your family, having fun. And that's where, we need to focus on first because not everyone can focus on helping the world when they can't even help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing that I would say for a solution is help yourself.
Because that's what builds a strong community. Get your strong individuals.
Yeah, get yourself ready. Get yourself financially, set. Get yourself, aware. Get yourself knowledgeable. Get yourself, studied. Become wise to the things that are going around you. Become aware. And then go out there, after you've already helped yourself, helped your family, go out there and go practice it. Go preach it.
Be an example.
Yeah.
Because,
go tell people.
Because that is how people learn, through example. If you come to me and say, hey, how do you do this? And I'd be like, well, I have no idea. I've never done that. But if I say, hey, I've done that before, I've been through that, I can help you through it because I know the right way. That's the best way to learn.
And you don't need to always, go to the classes or the courses to get these things. You can just go to normal people around your neighborhood that know how to do these things.
Yep.
And that's the thing. That's free education. Learning from society around you.
You don't have to go pay the big corporate conglomerate college to teach you their rhetoric.
And they're just gonna brainwash you.
Exactly.
That's what's gonna happen. Focus on yourself, then go get the excess knowledge that you need.
Build your stone then go polish it.
Yeah, build your stone, then go polish it. I like that one. We're gonna have to use that one from now on.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's this is what InformNation's all about here. We're just trying to spread ideas, spread some knowledge out there. Next week, we're going to be hitting in a little bit more interesting topics. If anyone has any ideas or any topic ideas that you want us to talk about next week, shoot us an email, informationlive@gmail.com. Throw it on the Facebook, facebook.com/informationlive. Throw it on 24.7 or facebook.com/247 the stream. Throw it on there. We're always keeping track with that. Throw it anywhere. We'll find you.
Yes.
Just put it on one of our sources and we'll find your questions.
Because we want to hear from you.
But this is InformNation. We had a great talk today.
Hell yeah, we did.
Hopefully I helped Roberto figure out the differences in how correlation between Bilderberg, Freemasons, and everything. I hope you appreciated this, Roberto.
Yeah.
Out there. But this is Alex Michael Gabriel, your host, and
your co-host David Sick. I'm here. Hello.
Here we are, InformNation signing out. But everyone, become aware and do your own research. Don't be ignorant.